Now we want to simplify rational expressions. If you have not looked at the factoring topic, you want to do that now because it's absolutely essential to be successful in doing this. Our reducing strategy, we're going to factor the numerator and factor the denominator and cancel out the factors that are equal. Also, there's a little trick that's helpful. If you have a binomial that is written forward and backwards, look for the trick y minus x is the same as -1 times x minus y. Let's look at some examples of fractions to simplify. Here we have a monomial 15r to the 6th over 45r. Notice that we break this into two parts. 15 over 45. 15 goes into both of them, so we have a 1 in the numerator and a 3 in the denominator. In order to take r to the 6th over r, notice this is really r to the 1st. We use one of our laws of exponent and we subtract, so we have r to the 5th left in the numerator. So the most simplified form would be r to the 5th divided by 3. Let's look at this one. -9ab squared divided by 27a cubed b cubed. Once again, let's do them in three parts. -9 over 27 can be reduced as -1/3. Here we have an a to the 1st and an a to the 3rd. Notice we have more a's in the denominator, so the numerator a cancels out. We're left with a squared in the denominator. B squared in the numerator, b cubed in the denominator, we subtract and we're left with a b in the denominator. Suppose things get a little more challenging here. 3x squared minus 6x. The first thing we want to do is see if we can factor the numerator. I think this would be a GCF because we can take a 3 and an x out. We take 3 and x out, we're left with 3x times what gives us 3x squared. We're missing an x. 3x times what gives us -6x is -2. Please notice that once you've done one part of the fraction, this factor x minus 2 might be a hint. It might be in the denominator. Let's try and see what would be the other factor. Let's see, we need a 6, so we need a 3 here. Since this is negative and the two terms multiplied together is positive, this would have to be negative. This will do it. So here we have them both factored. These cancel. We get a value of 1, so our answer will be 3x divided by x minus 3. Continuing, we suppose we have r plus 8 over r plus 4. You might think you can cancel the r's and cancel 8 and 4, but you can't. Because of the fact these are plus signs, they must be exactly the same binomial, and they are not. So the answer to this question is r plus 8 over r plus 4. This cannot, in fact, be simplified. Let's try letter E, 4p minus 20 over p squared minus 25. Factoring the numerator, we can take a 4 out for a GCF. P minus 4 times what equals 20, so it gives us 5. Once again, this is a hint as to what the denominator might have in it. Many times this will appear in the opposite place. Let's see, this looks like the difference of two squares. P minus 5, p plus 5. These cancel, they get a 1, so our answer will be 4 divided by p plus 5. How about this one, x squared minus 16 over x squared minus 10x plus 24. The numerator looks like the difference of two squares, x minus 4 times x plus 4. So we have two choices. In the denominator, since this is plus and this is minus, we're going to have two negatives. So suppose we assume there's an x minus 4 down here. What would the other one be? We want to get a 24 from 4, so x minus 6. X minus 4's cancel. Please notice we cannot cancel the x's because of the plus sign. Only when you have multiplication are you allowed to cancel. Finally, 7x minus 49 over 49 minus x squared. Notice this is in descending order. I believe we have a GCF here. We can take factor 7 out. We're left with x minus 7 over 49 minus x squared is the difference of two squares, but the number term comes first and the letter term comes second. So this is in fact in ascending order. Now at first you might look at these and say there's nothing in common. However, the factor x minus 7 and 7 minus x are exactly the same except backwards, so we cancel them out and we're left with a -1. So we multiply -1, so we're left with -7 divided by 7 plus